Air Production, and we back at you with the last and final mixdown project part of this tutorial. And that's it, man. We great. Crush it. We finished it. We did everything we supposed to do, and I showed you all the things that you need to know on setting up your edit to have the SSL feel and concept. And I showed it to you, and I ain't, you know what I mean? I ain't, basically, everything I walked away from the screen with and this done is just more of things that you already was saying. If I left the screen and done something, like I went and finished EQing tracks, you seen the process of what I show you to EQ the track, so ain't no sense of making the video that long unless you had a question on EQing a specific thing or something like that. Then you just inbox me about that or comment about that, and then I make a video on things like that. But other than that, I think everybody understand that part. So the things that I know you wouldn't understand, I'm not going to turn the video off. I'm going to definitely record it in and let you see it. So we at the final part of the video, and basically we going to create this track, and we're going to call it our print track. And this is definitely not the print for real in actuality, because we all know that this beat is not finished. So we are just going to print this track just to give a demonstration of how I would go about making this happen and doing my master with it and everything. So we put my input right there that I'm going to record off of this coming out my 6x6. And if you don't have the 6x6 or anything that you can run out and come back into that you can't achieve this, what I'm achieving, you will have to go back to this state. Now, you will have to send these tracks back to the master fader. If you're having a CPU problem, you can't, remember, I'm not going to be able to send these tracks with them frozen into a master fader, because your track can't be frozen and then going into another track. The easiest way to do it is just go ahead and make 4 new tracks, place these audio tracks on the track, and record all of them. Record your subs, record your aux fader and your 2-bus. So now you're basically bouncing all your tracks down in 6 tracks. You're going to bounce everything down into these 6 tracks. Aux fader, 2-bus, bass, sifts, other percussion. For real, you can send these 2 and the 1 if you want. That's up to you. Or you can make this 2 tracks if you want. That's up to you. So, but I'd rather have control, so I'll make it 2 tracks, because you might feel you didn't do something right with something, or value wasn't right or anything. So I'm gonna record all these and then send them to my master fader, and then do my final touch up there for the end of the mix. So, but with the 6x6, I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to record everything that's coming through right into the DAW on the track, because it's all going to my 6x6. So here we go. We're going to record this in. And then, like I say, the real reason that I love doing it this way is because the main part of what you're paying for out your interfaces is the A to D converters and your preamps and your audio interface. That's what you're really paying for. How good is your preamp and your D to A converter and A to D converter? Digital audio, digital analog, and analog to digital. It's 2 separate ones. One's going from analog to digital, and one is going from digital to analog. They're the converters. So, how good is your box with that? And this 6x6 have great converters and a great preamp. So, I like going in and out of this box. So, I'm coming out of here because it's gonna give me it's just basically like, I can't explain it, man, but it clean up signals that wouldn't be cleaned up when you record back in from the analog. So I'm going to record back in from the analog instead of just straight rendering out and putting all the struggle on my CPU or my computer. So we're going to just go ahead and record this in now. Oh. Let me abort, because I got another issue here. When I want to record from my master, well, we ain't gonna do that right now because I ain't finished. But I'm gonna tell you it. All right, basically, when I want to do this recording part 2, what I will do, I will grab every track. I will grab every track and nudge it 4 bars, and I start my edit. I start my edit from 4 bars out. Same thing. I want to start my recording from total silence and go into total silence. So I don't want it having no sound before the beat start. But right now we just gonna play it because what will happen sometimes is you will get a spike right at when the beat stops. So what I would do for what I would recommend is move back a couple bars, start your recording, especially for your master. I'm saying for your whole song. Start your recording back and let it go in clean and go out clean. Make sure you leave some tail to record out, like what I tell you. So the same thing what I do, I'm pull this out, pull this back. At least a bar, sometimes 2, bar and a half. It depends on how much reverb and delay you got on the end of your track. And I don't know how strong delay and reverb is at the end of this track. I might like it, so I'm gonna test it now. So we're gonna record it. Well, like I say, normally I will pull all my tracks back. We're not going to do it because my beat not finished or my song not finished, so I'm not even going to waste my time with that because this is a demonstration purpose. So here we go. All right, so there y'all go, man. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. Basically, this the print. So we going to play the print now. You clearly hear it sound the same, right? And then you now only got 10% CPU. So now you'll be able to go do whatever you want to do to edit. Let's see where we maxing out at. Alright, so it's enough room to master it already. So what you would do, what I would do is pick basically which way I want to go about it. And I'm going to do it real simple. And we're going to just have an EQ, a compressor, and a limiter. And that's it. We ain't going to add no whole bunch of stuff. We're going to pick the bus compressor. And then what we're going to do right here, I'm going to set my compressor, right? I'm going to set my compressor. I'm going to EQ. And then we're going to swap and see which one sound better, the EQ in the front or the compressor. Let's put our limiter here. So it's best to work with your limiter already right here when you're at this point. So we're going to put our limiter on here. We're going to turn the infrasonic filter off for right now. We're going to leave it tight for right now until we see we want anything else. We're going to turn this off. All right. I'm also going to go in the mid-side mode on my compressor. But the auto on there is definitely magic, man. The auto release on that plugin is magic, man. Alright, so we're going to go on the mid side on here too, on our EQ. Alright, so now we grade check. Let's see which one sound better. EQ in the front, EQ in the front, or EQ on the back. Normally go EQ on the at the back of my compressor, but this time it's sounding like the EQ on the front win. So we're gonna keep the EQ on the front. Then now, basically, just render this out. I know you're thinking like I was going to turn up from here on my limiter, but no, I wouldn't turn up from my limiter here because I still would go into my mastering stage and I wouldn't master from here. The limiter is just to monitor my beat. Well, I would argue that it sounds better without the limiter at this point. I mean, it's like the limiter, even with nothing going in, is still squeezing it a little bit, just with the selecting these selections that I have. The balance is helping it. I'm hearing it wind it out. But let me see if I take the infrasonic filter off. Alright, so what I'm hearing, I need none of the extra that come with the plugin. So turn this off, and we're gonna see if I still even need the balance, or would it be better just tight? Let's listen. Okay, so I've really I feel the benefit more. So sometimes it's always is better to still go check, because you might think you just like something because you use it all the time. Like I use balance the majority of the time. I like balance, right? But I just went to balance first. It was okay, but tight sounded better, and tight sound like it enhanced the parts that I want to enhance instead of just turn it up. So we're gonna leave tight on, and we're gonna turn everything else off. And like I say, the only thing I'm doing with this basically is monitoring my peaks from not going out clipping. And what eventually I'm still going to do is just turn down my fader a dial. So let's just do this right here and see what we got. Now, the farthest I want to go here. like negative 30. So we're gonna go, oh, I'm tripping. We're gonna go negative 30 on the fader right there, right? No. Alright, so that's what you checking, and I just seen it, right? That. So say when I want to go to my mastering stage, right? I'm gonna take this out at negative 4. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna take this out at negative 4, record it out at negative 4, and then master it. From what I'm doing right now on my 2 bus and my EQ on it, right? Cause this is my 2 bus, my 2 tracks, and this is not my mastering stage. It's just the final part of my mix of the mix stage. So what I would do is I noticed that I now killed a whole dB, and I'm still gonna clip, but you hear that the volume difference, that this is not close to this volume with this, and so that's when it's called the war, the volume war. That's the war. The war was 1, the limiter 1, with the war on that part. As far as if I wanted to hear that louder, but like I said, I know this will be going to another stage. I will be sending this out to the master stage. So what I would do, like I say, from what I've seen on my peaking out and everything, I'm gonna take this down to negative 4 dB and record it out, and then master it with after these plugins been processed. So we just gonna go back in with the stealth limiter on. And this, if you wanted to limit it from here, you can if that's what you want to do. But like I say, I don't want to use a limiter at this point because I'm going to use my limiter at the end. And then another reason why the limiter part, I like the hi-hats and the shakers better without the limiter. They sound better without the limiter, the hi-hats and the shaker. And then the first thing that's going to cause problems with a limiter is the real transient parts, the parts that's real spiky and real peaky. And it's not really causing a problem. It's not causing a problem. It's just I hear that the transients come better through without the limiter of my hi-hats and my shakers. So I will want to avoid as much clipping as possible when I do this. So I will go ahead and just render this out. This will be rendered out with these plugins on. Turn this plugin off, render it out, or record it back in, whichever one I feel. 9 out of 10, I'm record it back in because I get better sound. The waves even look better. You can just see, like when you render them out, they don't look like this. So I'd rather record it in. I be even mad that I can't just record the last final recording and just straight listen to it from there, like how you can do with a tape. They need to, who gonna be the person who invent that, man? You know, a recording, create a format that can record, and you don't have to alternate. You don't have to render. You don't have to take nothing out. You don't have to do nothing. Once you record, that's it. You should be able to play it. You could just drag and drop that from there to there to anywhere. Who gonna be the first software that do that? Basically saying every audio file is rendered automatically. Saying that it can be took out of the DAW, took anywhere, and listened to right there. And you basically, I guess you would get the pick right before you start. Like if you're recording, do you want this file to be in multiple formats or one format? Do you want it to be an MP3 file, WAV file, FLAC file, AIFF file, or all the files? Do you want to make it to make 4 copies of the file in all the formats? They should be able to come with this. This should have been done already. We've been inside the DAWs for too long now. We've been recording inside the DAWs for too long and not had this. It should be at a point that you should be able to record audio and straight take it out. Like this track, I should be able to, without having to render it, I should be able to take this out right now and put it in another software in a DAW and play it on my CD, play it in an MP3 player. I should be able to do all that from right outside the DAW. Who gonna be the first company to invent that? That's the key, man. That's the kicker right there. That's gonna change the whole game. When you be able to just record anything and just take it right out and use it right there without a rendering process, like I say, because it's going to make us be able to just use what we done without analog gear. Once I've done that, I won't have to worry about this being reprocessed by the computer. Once I do it, bam, whatever that plugin that I'm thinking about in my head that I'm making up right now, the plugin will just do that process. It will just say, all right, you recorded this in. Once you record it in, take another 22 seconds, or I'll wait for it to wait. It had no problem, but let me select. If I want to say, make this track or audio file audible in any software, anywhere. That's what they need to be getting on, man. That's the next thing they need to be working on, man. So we can just jump straight out of anything, straight into anything else, and then just straight work. You ain't got to worry about, oh, that's a Trracktion file, and it's a recording, and the recording is not exported, so you can't listen to it unless you're in Trracktion. Nah, man, that shouldn't work like that. It should be to a point now that we should be able to hit any audio. Once it's done in the audio, everything should get. So basically, whatever this new plugin on that I'm thinking of, it will have to eventually become law that everybody would just be following this, like everybody using WAV, everybody using MP3. It would just be the law that every DAW just had this in it, that once you record, it automatically make all files audible in any software. iTunes, anything you want to listen to it out of. You don't gotta take it out or render it or nothing out your edit. If you just go find the folder that it's in, it's automatically audible, recordable, printable, whatever you want to do with it, you can do it. Alright, so that's pretty much it, man. We got the print track. We're gonna play this out one time, and we pretty much out of here, man. This was the last video on the SSL Mixdown tutorial. It's a 9-part series, so please go check out all other parts if you only just seen this final part. So we going to just go ahead and get us a final listen, and we out, man. You know what I mean? You know the beat was from scratch. The beat was made from drum corps and 2 other sifs, which is basically a silent 1, and the next is only 2 tracks, silent 1 and next, and you can see this one low, and this one is a bass track. This a bass, and all the other sounds are from my F15 sampler. All these tracks right here were all made from what I'm offering to y'all. The the F15 sampler mod, the big brother to the SS sampler mod. The only difference between the two is the F15 has 4 samplers inside of the rack, so you can load way more samples up and get a better. You could have loaded them all in one sampler, but it's easier this way when you know what you want to do. Like, so you want to make complex patches and arpeggiators and things like that inside of there. It's going to be easier to do with having four samplers or whatever. It's like having four LFOs and with filters and all that, and four oscillators basically. That's what it's like with that plugin. You can basically create anything in it. I say it's great for sound design, adding sound effects, doing scores for video and things like that, soundtrack music, things like that. It's real great for that. Like, man, if you're just looking for some wild and crazy sounds to have, it got all that for you. Basically, that's it, man. We're going to just get this last lesson and we're going to get out of here. That's it, man. So we out, man. We closing out. It's all over, man. 9-part series, man. The Mixdown, Lead Productions and Tracktion, SSL console, inside of your DAW. Not going nowhere else. Not to no big studio. You're doing it all right here in your DAW. That's what we just did. So, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Like, subscribe. You already know, man. I know y'all tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. For people that's already watching, but there's always some new people, man. So, all you new people, man, go like, subscribe. Man, get down with it, man. Peace, man.